Think of the passion, God love everlasting. Keep the law of the land and book in case you're asking. Moving forward to the learning and it's free. Cause I know that God know the combo go with Sister E. Love talk Sister E, God work Sister E. Charity Sister E, let's talk with Sister E. All different type of information every week. Let me speak, if you subscribe we going deep. Love talk Sister E, God's work Sister E. Charity Sister E, let's talk with Sister E.
I feel like the scene from The Wiz when it says, reading is a waste of time. That's how I feel right now. Like that presidential address was a waste of time. Y'all, this dude, it's so crazy that I feel like he was looking for that song. I can't play it because they're going to strike the brakes off me. But like Lady Gaga's applause. So that's how I feel right now. Like Trump only came together for people to give him applause. That's all it is. And people try to say, Sister E, you support Trump. No, I knew Trump was going to win because I knew what they were trying to do. They trying to shut this system down and sell it to the highest bidder. And Trump is the only one that can pull that off. Kamala we would have been, what's the phrase? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's how this country is. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Kamala was dead. was going to bring a war, and Trump is going to bring a war. It was just a matter of whose side are we going to be on whose side they are going to be on when it comes to this war. Kamala, we've been fighting with Trump. Well, not Trump, but fighting with Putin. Whereas Trump, I thought Trump was just going to fight with Ukraine. I didn't think he was going to go to war with all of NATO. It was like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. For them, not us. We blessed. So yeah, that was just, yeah, that was very interesting. But if you noticed, it was like the arrogance that we saw in that presidential address to Congress. And those who don't know, I did a no strike zone today. And in the no strike zone, we watched quite a bit of Trump's address to Congress, I guess about his first 100 days. Everything was like an applause ceremony. And also it made as if, we'll never fall. But you saw the arrogance of Obadiah in that conversation today. In that address, you saw the arrogance. All of Obadiah chapter 1 was being played out before our eyes, because it was the pride, and you can sense the pride, like we could never fall. And I was trying to figure out which scripture to go to, but it's Obadiah 1:3 says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in their heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?" That is what we saw. Trump was literally like, who will bring us down to the ground? The pride, you saw the pride of their heart. And I was sitting, I was watching. I said, man, this is Obadiah played out before our eyes. And you're gonna see it. I'm laughing right now because just the European Union as a whole. The thing is right now, I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm getting sleepy. The thing is right now, we're seeing all of Obadiah played out. We're seeing all of some of Revelation. These nations are fighting amongst each other. The Father has made them so crazy that they're fighting with each other. Every nation that scattered us now are fighting. Every nation that had a hand in scattering us are fighting right now amongst each other. Man, y'all, this is an interesting time. This is a very interesting time. Thank you so much, Andrew 137-1000 for your $10 super chat. Thank you. They're gonna bless me, because right now the prices is not playing with me right now in life. But y'all, I'm telling y'all, we're seeing all of this stuff play out. We're seeing the pride of Obadiah play out before our eyes. And I tell people this. It's not just America that's going to go down. It's going to be colonialism as a whole. Every single colonizer who had a hand in this is going to feel it. Every single colonizer. Every single person that had a hand in this, in the captivity of our people, is going to feel this. That goes for every single nation. Because truth be told, I told somebody this. Actually, Brazil had the most number of slaves in their country. But every nation is going to feel this. America's going to feel it as well. He said, who shall bring us down? Man, I want to see what's going on. I need my popcorn and my reparations. I really believe in my heart of hearts that the wealth of the wicked is going to transition over to the saints. That scripture means a lot, because it means as if something is going to happen in the financial system that's going to flip the switch. The wicked. You saw all those, including those Democrats, Them daggum Democrats don't get a get out of jail free card. Just like the Republicans and the Democrats, both of them are in. They are part of the same bird. Don't get it twisted. Democrats and the Republicans don't care nothing about us. I'm just gonna be honest. It's just two different wings on the same bird, baby. The right and the left, they the same bird. And right now, the reign of one wing is done, and the next one is coming, and this is gonna be the wing that brings this country to their knees. Since Russia helped the North in the Civil War. Yeah, I'm not talking about Russia. I'm gonna be honest. I'll be honest. Out of all the countries that probably have the cleanest hands, and y'all might not agree with me, the one that has the cleanest hands when it comes to the transatlantic slave trade and the dividing of the nations of our nation, Russia probably got the cleanest hands in the room. I'm just gonna be honest. They probably got the cleanest hands. And some people may not agree with me, but they have the cleanest hands in the midst of all of this chaos and this confusion of what they've done. Um, they've been trying to maintain themselves, but I think they're one of the ones that did not. I don't think, and I got to look it up, y'all. And I might be wrong. I don't think one Russia participated in the slave trade. Now I do think that they are some kin to the people of the Caucasians. I think there's some kin, but far as a nation, as a whole, I don't think Russia had a hand in the slave trade, y'all. And I might be wrong, y'all. It's my bedtime right now, so I'm getting ready to go to bed in a few. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. If y'all know, Canada right now is pissed off. Let me play a little bit of what Canada said. Canada is pissed off right now. I've never seen Canada that mad. Okay, I'm done watching y'all give each other a slap on the back. I'm just not here for it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm yawning. I must be sleepy. Oh, I must be sleepy. They still saying stuff. Hold on. Canada Prime Minister. Canada pissed off. I'm trying to find a short video. Now we're ready to go. We're in the middle. We're already there, y'all. And after this, I'm gonna go to bed.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford threatened to shut off his province's electricity exports to the United States and block shipments of Ontario's high-grade nickel, which he said provides 50% of U.S. supplies. This is per the Globe and Mail. He added, if they want to try to annihilate Ontario, I will do anything, including cutting off their energy. This is energy to the United States, with a smile on his face. With us now is the man, I guess, behind that smile, Doug Ford, the Premier of Ontario in Canada. Premier, thank you so much for being with us. Okay, what are your plans and how far are you willing to take it?
Well, first of all, I have to tell you, Canadians love Americans. We love the U.S. It's one person that's causing these problems. I've talked to senators and congresspeople and governors, Republicans and Democrats. Not one of them agree with them. I've talked to business CEOs of the largest companies. They totally disagree with us. And President Trump ran on a mandate to lower costs, to create more jobs. This is going to do exactly the opposite. The auto sector, we buy over 400% more autos than Mexico, 200% more than anywhere in the world. And he put up a smoke screen. He keeps moving the goalposts. Well, the market is speaking loud and clear. The market is going to go downhill faster than the American bobsled team, and we're going to continue seeing in the U.S., plants close, assembly lines shut down. In the auto sector, they may last 5, maybe 8 days before the parts that go back and forth across the border 8 times. This is unnecessary, and we do have to retaliate. And I apologize to the American people. It's not you. It's your president that's causing this problem. We're the #1 customer in the world to the United States. We had a great relationship. I want to continue on with that relationship, but I will use every tool in our toolbox to send a message to President Trump that this is the wrong thing to do. When Warren Buffett comes out and says this is basically insanity, you have to listen to someone like Warren Buffett.
So some of the thinking inside the administration goes something along the lines of, in the United States, we can withstand more pain than you can in Canada. So how much pain can you withstand here?
Well, we have the lowest debt in the G7. The United States have more debt than anyone. He wants to come and get a tax break, put a tax break through. He's relying on 2 Congress people. He loses 2 people. That's it. These tax breaks aren't going. And he's doing this on the backs of the American people. He's going to create job losses. Inflation's going up. The market's dropping. Gas prices are going up. Groceries are going up. For what? We have a very fair trading balance.
I got somebody.
And if we exclude the energy.
I'm not for to show this person, but I got somebody here saying Trump 2025. Yeah, I'm not finna add him up here. Y'all, this is so funny. Somebody's in the chat says Trump 2025. Yeah. Oh, I so want to add him real quick, Cindy. It just be petty. But I'm too sleepy to let a troll come up here. Troll, you gotta go. Try it another day. Trump 2025. I just want to bring him up here to see what he'll say. Cindy, should I do it?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Can you hear me?
Yes. He got his TV going on and I'm sitting here watching him in my back room, and he called himself Trump.
I can't. Not right now. It's more concerning things right now. Lord, no. So you can't see the chat from up here?
I can see the chat.
Okay, I don't know how to do it.
2025, They said they ain't in the mood for you today. He left when I said that. What's going on, Cindy? Can you hear me? Hello? Cindy, I can't hear you. Hello? Y'all can't see Trump 2025. He was in my back room. Hold on.
I think I knocked myself out. Sorry. Am I in there twice?
Yep. I'm just hoping you ain't Trump 2025 trying to come here with a different name. What's going on?
So I was trying to take a little tally of the room to see if anybody was concerned about the bill he passed for the police officers, and what that to me really means. That, not that nobody wants to hurt a police officer or anything like that, but to me, it just kind of gives some free range at us. Right. The last time he was in, what happened? I think that's when the George Floyd situation came in about. And I don't know about you all, but like these people are like very little Trumps running around the office. It's like they have taken on his persona, and it is concerning.
Yeah. What is the bill? I haven't heard about the bill, but I'm gonna be honest. Police officers been coming at Black folks for so long. Why are you gonna even create a bill? Because we've been dealing with this for the longest. We know that the way, oh my gosh, the Trump man and came back and he called himself a man now. Oh, this is so much fun, but I'm so sleepy. I ain't got, hey man, I know that's you, Mr. Trump 2025. I'm sleepy and I'm tired. And no telling what you gonna get from me. Cut your camera off. Cut your camera off. But I the thing is, these bills that they create, is already active. They've always treated us badly. That's why I'm not really afraid of the bills, because the bills have already been enacted for decades. What is it? The frisk thing that they were doing in New York. Um, all these, yeah, these, they just really showing their hand, and I think the Most High is allowing them to show their true hand and let them do what they want to do, because the thing is, they can never say, well, Father, I didn't know, or Father, I didn't do that to them. He's allowing them, he's giving them room, one, to either do their thing or repent, and they're not going to repent because they don't want to repent, because it goes back to the Obadiah. They're very prideful.
Yep. It's very concerning. It was something else on there that he said. I can't think of it right now, but yeah, we in it. We in it now, y'all. We got to be very prayerful. Pray for your children. Pray for your families. Make sure you lay prostrate. Get it in for real. We got to be prayerful. We in there.
We do. And
We in there.
here come this Trump white person up here. I see
Oh
the top of
Lord.
your head. And he is oh no, this is a black guy. Oh,
Oh,
this is a
okay.
black guy.
Go
Cut
ahead.
your camera off. Nobody want to see your face. Cut your camera off. All right. Why? I'm a glutton for punishment. Cindy, don't leave me. You gonna stay up here with me?
Girl, because you know I was about to skedaddle and get back down in the chat. No, I'll sit here with you. Come on. Bring
Come
them
on.
up.
What you got to say?
Nah, I'm not no white dude. You must be out of your mind. Nah, but
Okay.
what I'm saying is, I listen to you and Dante Fortson. I'm from the Bronx, New York. You two pander for Trump. Now Dante really panders for him. If you listen to his shows, he's Trump this, Trump that. Trump ain't racist, nothing like that. And you're not as bad as him, but I've actually heard you pander for Trump a lot of times. And then I hear a lot of FBA dudes like Tariq Nasheed, Phil Scott, Lisa Cabria, a lot of them, they pander for Trump so bad it's not funny. But now some of them act like they're pissed off because Trump's in there. But you are guilty of doing it. Not as bad as Dante, but you do it. I've heard you
Question.
pander for Trump.
1 second. 1 second.
So no,
Have you
I'm not no white dude. I hate white people.
No, we're not saying that either. So, with that being said, it's late at night. I'm a little sleepy. But with that being said, did you ever hear me say they are the same wing? They're two different wings on the same bird. Have you ever heard me say that, Matt?
I'm hearing you say it now. I'm
I've
hearing you
always
say
said.
it now.
So
But
how
I've
many
heard
people?
you.
1 second, Mac. How many people in the chat have ever heard me say they are the same beast?
But
I care
but I'm
less,
saying I know
Mac.
I'm not you're saying, but I'm hearing. I've heard you in the archive in some of the shows before say like Trump's give us the platinum plan and he's done all this stuff
Oh
for us. And so what? Ain't what the fuck's a platinum
yeah.
plan? So what? That don't.
Ooh. Oh, there we go. He out. Oh, well, why you in that little goo right there for to keep you in the goo? Because you just lost all control. Oh, y'all, it is too late at night, Cindy.
Yeah, see, that's yeah. I
It's too
told you
late.
not to let them up. I told you.
I'm sorry. I ain't gonna do it no more.
The other thing I was thinking about is we're gonna keep it pushing. Um, you know how I guess, did he sign something for the woke community?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know what your rules are in this room, but it just immediately made me think about Pastor Kelly in his room and how he always get banned and stuff like that. Just, how it's, do you understand what I mean? Nothing
I
against
see.
him. I love Pastor Kelly. I love all the Hebrews, really. But yeah, I can see how he could be targeted. I can see it.
Who? Pastor Kelly?
Yeah, his platform.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's my
Hmm.
brother.
Yeah,
Me
I can
and
see that with that with him speaking about that in his speech tonight. And I was just like, wow.
Oh, he
Okay.
said something tonight? Oh, you
He
talking about
did.
Trump. I
He-
thought you meant Pastor Kelly. You
no,
talking about Trump.
Trump. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
My thing is this. My thing is this. This system has to to fall.
hmm
And the thing is about this system and it falling. Um Whoever comes into office is going to be the demise or the end of white supremacy. And the thing is, every single empire that we've ever seen throughout centuries um, have always been not necessarily us destroying their system, but they destroy their system from within. The Roman Empire, a great example. The decoupling and destruction of the Roman Empire was an inside job. Every single nation has fallen because of an inside job, and this is exactly what's going on. These leaders have come together and they've literally devised plans to come and attack us. And ultimately, because the Most High is sovereign and He knows all things, He never allowed us to get comfortable with these systems that they've created. Affirmative action. None of us have really benefited from affirmative action. DEI. We never really benefited from DEI. Even welfare and food stamps. It's more of them utilizing that than us. So a lot of these systems that he's attacking, that white supremacists is like, aha, we got you. The Most High never allowed us to get comfortable with those systems. So I'm happy, like destroy them. Trump, go ahead and tear them apart. I'm talking about rip it to shreds. I'm at peace with it. Because the thing is, a system that was utilized and built because of us, we never benefited from it. So why is it still here? Why? It doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm like, I'm good with Trump being in office because he's doing exactly what he is supposed to do. And I am unbothered. And he is the white supremacists think that that they're getting their agendas fulfilled, and it's actually hurting their communities the hardest. The hardest. The thing is, DEI was a joke. A joke. This diversity and what is it? Equity and inclusion BS. It was a joke. I'm a black woman in corporate America. I ain't never felt that. Never felt that. Never.
Yeah,
As
me
long as
either.
I've
Me
been in
either.
corporate America. You said what, Cindy?
I've been in corporate America all of my work history, and I haven't either. So right
None.
there with you. hmm
So destroy this. Tear it. I'm talking about Trump. Tear it to shreds. And I'm watching because it never benefited us. Never. The black community never got anything. The reason I have more respect for the platinum plan because it specifically said foundational black Americans. That right
Well,
there
wait a
specific.
minute. So when you say the platinum plan, what is the platinum plan? Is that
It
when
was
he
a
was
it was a platinum plan that Trump came up with
okay
his second
before
term.
before he got elected? I remember that. I know you're not talking about that 2025 thing you're talking about that
Yeah,
he
that
wrote out.
yeah,
Okay,
he
go
wrote
ahead.
out. They
Okay.
never fulfilled it. And I know it was a game, but yet it's
hmm
still, at least he had the audacity to say, hey, black people, this is what I want to do. Ain't no president really ever said that.
No, they haven't.
And and the thing is, I'm like, hey, maybe he will do it, maybe he won't. But at least he opened his lips and
hmm
said, let's do something for that community. Now, the Democrats ain't never did that
No, never.
at all. If anything, the Democratic Party only wanted to give us handouts to make us quiet. They wanted to
hmm
implement welfare so that we can stay separated from our families. I've
hmm
never been a Democrat. The more I look into the Democratic Party, it is
hmm
also a party that was designed to destroy the black family.
Right. They put band-aids on the wounds instead
Yes.
of figuring out what caused the wound. So when he starts see people about to get mad, like Mac did, but I guess I'm gonna say this. But when he was talking about draining the swamp, like I kind of get that. I kind of do some of it, not all of it. I kind of get with that because you know. he needed the drill. He needs to first of all get the oil over here so we can bring down some of them gas prices. First of all, and some of the other things, like the taxes. He talked about if we do overtime, don't you know they don't even hardly want us to do any overtime right now. And
Mhm.
when you do, they trying to yell at you and not even and pay you. So and then you have to get with them to make them pay you. Um, like I had to kind of go through that yesterday. So he's talking about no taxes on overtime. That's kind of a good thing. I kind of like that. All right. Um, it was a couple other things. I can't think about it right now. I didn't really take any notes, but there's a couple things that, I think we can probably benefit from, while we're here.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, but there was some things I was looking at like, oh Lord, that's, danger.
That's
Danger.
it. That's that. But the crazy thing is, even with the conversation that he had with the Zelensky, and
Hmm.
people, these black folks pandering for the Ukraine, if you last remember, Ukraine was um kicking black folks out.
Well, that's
Oh
right.
no,
One,
he was trying to keep them in the country. It was something he was doing with, I can't remember because I talked about it on my live. But Ukraine doesn't too much care for black folks. Thank you so much for your $20 super chat. Yogi Fish, $20 blessings up. Thank you so much. But
right. I thought they were kicking people out. Um, I don't know if can we mention other people's rooms. I was in, I think, Jacoba's room one time, and he was showing a video of how the parents were forcing their kids to fight like another child of color. It was just really,
yeah,
it was bad. It was real bad.
it's bad.
Um,
And when you look at it, they're not. I mean, go finish what you're saying. I'm sorry. Sorry, Cindy.
no, it was just it gives you it gave a window. I'm glad he did the piece, okay, just to be honest. Because it gave you a window to peek into ideology of these people that we don't deal with every day. Um, there was some other history about them participating in. I think they had something to do with I slavery or something like that. I got to do my research on that so I can say it right because I don't want to get in front and misinform the people or your audience. But it was something to that effect, like they were responsible for something. I got to figure that out. But yeah, it gave the piece that he did gave a peek into the window of the ideology of them. And
Mhm.
I'm not really for Ukraine, to be honest. I'm sorry
I'm
they got
not
to go.
either.
The this here's see Hebrews. This is where I be on this was Cindy be on stuff. I'm sorry that they got to go through what they going through. I'm gonna use Wendy Williams as an example, y'all. I like to use like right now examples. So we all know who Wendy Williams is. We know what Wendy Williams did. But she big backbited. That was it made money off of backbiting, right? You with me? E? Yes, no.
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with
So what happens with the scripture still stands, right? And so we see what Wendy is going through right now. And so what a lot of us do, I mean, but the Father is merciful. We can still pray for him. But let me put this question to you. But is she still accountable for what she did?
you. Yeah.
Do she still have to be? So if she's still accountable, does your prayers, not that they don't matter, should you be trying to undo what God said or what Yah said? He has to be rendered unto her.
No,
You see
you
what I'm
can't.
saying? You see what I'm saying? So we gotta let
Hold on a
his
second.
will, the
My
Father's will.
one
You
second.
gotta,
William, you're not blocked. I can see your message. Has
man.
anybody blocked Williams? William, don't block anybody, y'all. If y'all blocking people. Finish what you were saying. I apologize.
What I'm saying is we have to let the Father's will play out. You can't be blocking and rebuking, and it's his will because Wendy made her own choice. The
Yep.
word was already there, the do's and don'ts, shalls and shall nots, and she chose what she wanted to do. As each one of us have a judgment. You know what I'm saying? So when
Yep.
we talk about, like Ukraine and whatever they have done, we have to look at what they have done historically and how they have reacted and what the relationship with them and our people was historically. And then you have to see,
Yeah.
how you look at a thing, how you should be looking at it.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I think we can't undo the plans of the Most High, and that's what I'm getting. The plans of the Most High is going to be what it is. He said He's going to deal, with the nations when it comes to His people. And it's just how it is. Um, intervene in that. The most we can do is just pray. White supremacy is a part of the Antichrist system, which is the essence of the Antichrist system. And that's what he's doing. Colonization is just a nice gentrification is nothing but a nice word of saying colonization, which is white supremacy. Same thing, just different words. And that's what's going on right now. This is a system that has to be destroyed by the Father. And again, Russia, I would say Russia has the cleanest hands in the room. And I'm gonna be honest, going back to that Trump and
Agreed.
that Ukraine and Zelensky conversation, when you really pay attention to the essence of what Trump was saying, you can't disagree with him.
Hmm.
Sick of this war. Y'all losing. This is what he was saying. Y'all
Yeah.
not winning. We
Hmm.
constantly putting money, investing money into this war and not getting any gain out of it.
That's right.
Stop the fighting, and I'm not putting no more money into this war.
That's
And what
right.
you're gonna do is pay us back with the
Hmm.
minerals that you have.
Yeah. And
And
I don't see anything wrong with that. We
ain't
still
nothing.
over here in this country, we like, yeah, that he gave all our money over there. They paid how many billions of dollars did they give that man? That could have been going to us and not reparations. I'm just saying. I know it's not time for our reparations, but I mean, how much money you want us to just fill out and just give to you? And then some of those other things that he was mentioning about payments going to people 100 and something years old. Now I did notice, to the audience while y'all down there listening and chatting, I did notice that a lot of those funds, or a few of those funds, were from like going over to the African countries and that he cut off. So I'm wondering where how that's going to seep through the seams over there, and which country is going to seep through the seams, because we don't know what they were using the bunnies for.
Yeah.
And then while he was saying that, you know what I thought about, Sister E,
What's up?
is I was thinking about, let's say it did get cut off, and it cut something off over in Africa, however it functions over there in whichever country it is.
And the
That's what
thing,
we let me finish.
okay.
That's what we for. That
Yep.
when the time is right and when the Father gathers us, or when we are to go back, per the Father taking us back over there, we supposed to straighten all that out. We supposed to bring the, order. The Father gonna do the order, but He's gonna use us to put that order back over there. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
I to an extent I do agree to a point. I think I think when I look at Africa, I look at Africa from a holistic standpoint.
Hmm.
Africa, it goes beyond just Ethiopia. It goes even into what we consider to be the Levant.
Absolutely.
That's a part of Africa. I think we have to look at it from that standpoint and not necessarily the concept of West Africa. I think a lot of people get so one sided where they say West Africa, West Africa.
Yeah, I'm not talking about West Africa. I'm talking
Okay.
about the money that He cut off. And I
Mhm.
did make the disclosure, whichever where that money's
Yep.
went, we don't know where it went.
Yep. Yep.
I'm
I agree.
saying that when it busts at the seams, when we finally figure out that's where that money was going, because it's gonna show up somewhere later. I don't really think we should worry, because that's where our job probably comes in. It-
Hmm.
Where
Yeah,
when we supposed to go back and kind of straighten, take our rightful places, and we supposed to come together to get that stuff together over there.
yeah,
For
it's
real,
a
for
lot.
real.
It's a lot going on right now. The first thing I want to see is our people, and not just within the Americas, all over the world. There's going to be a mass transference of wealth by, I think, through reparations. I really think, and I think America is going to probably be the one that kicks off everything. Somebody brought up a good point about the gold that he found in, I think, Fort Knox.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you right there that there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
And
Do,
I
do
just
do you think he'll have a hand in that wealth transfer for us?
you
Do
said
you
what?
think do you feel that Trump will have a hand in the wealth transfer for us?
I think yes. I think
I,
knowingly or
I do
either
too.
unknowingly. Huh?
I do too. I agree with you.
I think it's gonna
Mm-hmm.
be a situation where he is gonna be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I ain't totally saying, you know what, forget him. I think he gonna either it's gonna be a mess up, an accident on his part, or it's
Yeah.
gonna be intentional. But it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
he's gonna, the system itself gonna give it. They ain't gonna have no choice. Most high, just like with Pharaoh. Pharaoh gave them what
Mm-hmm.
they were supposed to have so they can get up out of there. They were sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be the same thing. The Pharaoh here is gonna be like, give them what they want so we can get them up out of here. you know. So we don't know how that's gonna play, but I really believe that. I really believe Trump. I think Trump and I think Russia probably gonna have something to do with it. That's just my thinking. I
You
ain't giving
think
out.
who?
I
Who
think
do you
Russia gonna
say?
have something to do with it too, as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You
I agree
know,
with that.
I do too. I just, but it's gonna be because you gotta think about it. NATO is nothing but those European nations that had a major hand in the
Mm-hmm.
slave trade. When you
Yeah.
name them off, the Dutch, you
Mm-hmm.
got Spain, you got
Mm-hmm.
Portugal, you got
Portugal.
yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
got all these. NATO is the European nations.
Yeah.
Turkey, all of them had a hand in it. We cannot we cannot forget the atrocities of the Ottoman Empire during the Arab slave trade before transatlantic slave trade took everything over.
Yeah.
It's the Turks and all of those individuals over in the Ottoman Empire. They had
Mm-hmm.
something to do with it. You know, the Ottoman Empire did a lot of damage. The Ottoman Empire ultimately took that. I think they took pretty much that land over, changed the face of the land, and really put us in this in the first phase. I think the second phase was the transatlantic slave trade, which ultimately made us forget who we were. But what really kicked it off, it was a multitude of things going on. You had the Spanish Inquisition that was
Mm-hmm.
going on
Yeah.
where the children of the black Jews or the black Israelites were you got to think about it. I said to make them forget who we are is to take the ones that are at the age where they can't remember anything, separate them from their families. That's
Mm-hmm.
Joel. Separate them from their families and put them in a land that they don't know and never teach them who they were.
Lord have mercy.
All those
Mm.
kids during the Spanish Inquisition were at the age of I think the age of 5 and younger
Mm.
that they took away from their families. And the
Mm-hmm.
ones that were older had to go to godparents
Yeah.
and had to take on the name of their godparents
Yeah.
and forget
Mm.
who they were. So the way to kill a generation is attack the youth. The same thing they do now. Make them forget who they are. And they did it. So all these nations that had a hand in scattering, because the scattering wasn't just America. The scattering was everybody that had a hand in it. Like I said, you had the Arab slave trade, you had the Spanish Inquisition, you had the transatlantic slave trade, you had all these different players that had their own hand in scattering. Because realize we are scattered across the globe. We ain't just in the Americas and North America, South America, because people look at the transatlantic slave trade just being America, and the in places like Honduras, Brazil, all those areas over in that region. But you have the other slaves that pushed them over into Asia, that pushed them over, over into India, that pushed them over into those other nations. And And what happened was they scattered us and made us forget who they were and tried to wipe us out as a people. To the point that the true face of the Egyptian, you don't know who the Egyptian is. And don't realize that the Ottoman Empire went over there and wiped it out, the face. The Ottoman Empire did a work. I think the Ottoman Empire was the empire that lasted the longest. I think they lasted the longest. And they did a major work. So it was a multitude of situations that put us in a scattering place. So the Father is judging. That's why I keep telling people, I said, this judgment is a worldwide event, and we cannot forget the people that frayed us within that helped with the scattering and within our own nation, within Africa. Everybody had a hand in it, and everybody has to deal with the Father, even our own people that had a hand in it. Some of those tribes were our people that went into those, because white people didn't understand the jungles of Africa. They had to utilize resources that lived within that land. They can't even get through the hood by themselves. They need help trying to just maneuver in Chicago. So what makes us think that they didn't have them? Dan, they didn't have to have some help within the jungles and the not jungles, but within Africa within itself. So they utilized the people that look like us to capture us. It wasn't no white man just going into Africa just capturing folk. It was our people. So everybody who had a hand is going to have to deal. Even the people over in that land. I believe that's why they deal with some of the stuff that they deal with over there, because they had a hand in it as well. Because you allowed them to come over. You sold off the people that look like you, which depopulated your area. And what happened was, once they got that place depopulated, where it was a small number, the Europeans went over there and did the Berlin Conference that divided it up amongst all of them. So they thought they were going to benefit. These tribes thought they were going to benefit from the slave trade, and it ended up hurting them. Millions upon millions of black people of melanated that looked like us were scattered amongst the globe. If we were over there, would they have been able to do the Berlin Conference? No. The goal was, let's scatter them, then take it over. And they did just that. And it's still taking over to that day. And it was the Hamitic people as well. But some of that was our people as well, Jeremiah. Some of that was our people over there. So this scattering was a worldwide event. Everybody looked to prostitute Israel. Just like Joel says, sell a boy for wine. And guess what happened? We all are scattered. We are the only nation that don't truly know where we're from. We're making guesses, but we're the only nation that truly where we came from. No further than the slave trade. We're the only nation.
That's facts.
Yeah. Even when you look at the people that call themselves the Ish people, they can trace their lineage back. We can't.
Mm-hmm. No, we can't.
We can't go no further. I can't go no further than what I'm told about my great, 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 great grandparents.
So you can go 3 grades? I don't even think we can go that far. Oh, we can. We can. We went, yeah. It's 3 grades.
I can go up to, from my mother, and I'm looking at my mother's history, conversations I've had with my cousins and my mother, my mother's parents, my grandfather's parents, and my grandfather's grandparents. That's as far. And it's only because of, and I forgot who they were.
So that's 3 generations. We can go back 3 generations.
Yep.
Yeah. Same here. Same.
And you lucky if you can go past that.
Yeah. Same.
Because guess what? Not only did they scatter us in the nations, they scattered us over here. Guess what? I have a great, 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 great grandmother that was probably had a child of her own. And guess what? That child got sold off possibly.
Listen, We had a cousin in the 90s, okay, that was still enslaved in Alabama on my mother's side.
Oh wow.
And yeah, let me share this with y'all real quick. He was still enslaved, cousin Bobby, okay? And his brother was up here. I'm in Michigan. He lived in Ypsilanti, Michigan. And my mother found him because some kind of way they got scattered around. You know how back in the day, like when the parents didn't want the kids, they would give the kids to the grandmama, and the grandmama would raise them and stuff like that. Well, that's how my mother and her siblings were, and so the cousins ended up being that way too. And when they dispersed, they moved to different parts of the country. And this particular cousin was in Michigan, where Mama was. Well, he told Mama that he had a brother, that he found his brother Bobby, and he was still on the plantation, and that he done made it good, and he's financially stable, and he going down there to get Bobby. And it was hard to get Bobby, but he finally got him, and he brought him back up here, and we all came over to do dinner and to meet. I was young because I never knew Bobby, so I came to meet him, and Bobby had a fit because not only was he enslaved, but his mind was enslaved. So he cussed everybody out and told his brother to take him back down to the plantation. And so when you talk about that scattering, that's what I think about within my own family. How to this day it still might be some people enslaved, and we just don't know it because they too enslaved in their mind to get free because they don't
Yep.
want to be free. And
Yep.
it's real. It's real.
It is real. And guess what? We have that mindset. Think about how we had to think that we didn't like us being in captivity. But there were a group of slaves that came out of the Americas and went into Liberia
Hmm.
and instituted the same framework that they despised. People don't realize that. They don't want to.
Mm.
Let's deal with the ugly history of our own people.
Come on.
They went over there and took the frame and the architecture of slavery and took it over to Liberia.
Mm.
And they would get these are the slaves that I think either the Quakers, and I'm gonna do a segment talking about what happened in Liberia. And I actually dated a guy from Liberia, and he told me the story. I wish
And
he probably
Liberia,
had
is
me.
that where what's the president name? Is that the one that the president that got killed over there?
I'm not sure, but every single majority of the presidents.
Gaddafi? Is that
No, not
Gaddafi's?
Gaddafi. That's Libya.
Okay.
But
Libya. That's right. My bad.
Liberia is a land where there were some freed slaves. I think the
Mm-hmm.
Quakers, or I forgot who it was, took them and said, "We're going to send y'all back to Africa." This is in the
Mm-hmm.
1800s, and sent them back to Africa, a group of freed slaves. And instead of those freed slaves coming back home and showing love to their people, they put those people in captivity.
Mm.
And it took, and this is an account from somebody who came from Liberia, and and the crazy thing is Liberia is ran by foundational
Muslim.
Black Americans.
But that's a Muslim country, correct?
I'm not quite sure if it's Muslim. I'm not even looking at the religion,
Okay.
but foundational Black Americans, the ones that were caught in the transatlantic slave trade,
Mm.
was given the necessary resources to go back to Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and they chose to send them to Liberia.
Wow.
And when they went to Liberia, they put those people in captivity.
Mm.
People don't know the story about Liberia. We don't want to tell the ugly story of Liberia. Every single majority of the presidents in Liberia are descendants of slaves.
Mm.
People don't know that in Africa. In Africa.
Mm.
And yep, treated them worse. And this comes from somebody I dated that was from Liberia. I had no idea of the history. And he said, I'm a descendant of a slave within the US. He said, but my people left and went to Liberia and put the people there in captivity. That shows that the Most High is gonna have to clean our minds up.
For real, a real deep healing
A
has to
deep,
occur. But it does say he's going to it says plead with us, but I think when we look that word plead up um in Hebrew, it means he's gonna judge us. That's what it says. That
yep, he gonna plead with us.
yeah, he's gonna plead with us. So, he's supposed to be straight us out now. And if we don't accept it, then that's it. I guess it's gonna be curtain.
Yep, but we got some healing.
Say,
The Father is gonna have to separate us to heal us.
I agree with that.
He can't. He can't. We've gotten so. I was looking at this movie. I was actually, for some reason, for the past couple of days, I've been looking at. And I know if you got to go, Cindy, that's fine. And I can keep talking.
Nah, we can talk. Come on.
I was watching. For some reason, I decided to watch the old slave movies. Most people don't want to watch. And I watched the story of Jane Pittman a couple of days ago. And then I watched the story of Moses, of Harriet Tubman. I decided to watch both of those. And I've been watching it for the past week. And I don't know why the Most High been leading me to watch these. Because I ain't never been into, the current slave movies are just horrible. The older movies, Cicely Tyson.
With that Cynthia Erivo, but we ain't gonna talk about that. Go ahead.
We ain't gonna talk about that. But the Cicely Tyson movies, yeah, the one with Cicely Tyson, Moses. And it was one man that was taken out of slavery in the movie. And he was so scared of going back that he went into the catatonic state, where he went just where he wasn't talking or responding to anybody. Mute. Yes, because he was so scared of being captured, because he was one of the bucks that they put on the list that they was going to pay high dollar for. And he was so afraid of being caught that he went into a mute state that they couldn't get him to speak or respond.
Wow.
That's some deep hurt and fear right there. That's why the Father is going to have to heal us as a people, because we have been and it's not our fault.
It's not
our fault. There's a reason why these brothers are fighting each other in the middle of the street, because they can't fight the system that put them in this oppressive state.
Listen.
They just lashing out. They don't know why they lashing out.
Listen, let me say this real quick. I was on TikTok, and I was went past the video with Leandria. Okay, Johnson. We all know what happened to Leandria recently. Yeah. Okay. And of course, I go over to the chat just to see what they're gonna say in the chat. And you got a lot of people just judging her and just dogging her and whatever. And, basically, I just kind of put a scripture in there and let them know that, for every word, we have to account for every word that we say, first of all. Second of all, we need to be praying for her, because we're in the end times. We don't know what the lady went through, what hurt she has that keeps making her go back to that bottle and keep getting arrested. She just got out of jail. So we need to pray for whatever that is that needs to be released. And then, you get people on there. Well, the scripture also say that, we need to be doing an open rebuke. But, this is scripture that talks about, the way you judge people is the way he gonna judge you.
Yep.
So just to add to what you were saying, there is some deep hurt. It just made me think about Leandria and what she's going through. And I know she ain't a Hebrew. I know she ain't a church, y'all, but we need to pray for that sister. Pray for her. You got kids. You got kids.
Because you're medicating that hurt. People don't realize that some people are just trying to make it day to day. Because I was telling somebody, I said, when we get done and we open our eyes, we still Black. Wherever we go in this world, we're still Black. We have nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. We still carry the weight of us being who we are on our shoulders. And some people try to find some peace, and I hate to say it, some peace in being us. this morning I posted something and I meant it. I said, being us, you can't be weak at heart. You can't be weak.
You put
Harry
that
and
on
Miss.
YouTube?
Yeah, I put that in my post on YouTube
Yeah, I saw it
this
this
morning.
morning. Mm-hmm.
Because I tell people every day I go into work, I'm black. Any mistake I make is gonna be increased 10 times. Because I'm only black. I'm only a Negro in the room that's got a little bit of pull, a little bit of title, a little bit of something.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm black, in their minds, off the rip, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
I don't get the opportunity and the chance to say, I don't know. Can you explain it to me?
Mm-mm.
People don't realize what it means to be black all over this world, not just within the US, but the world system itself.
Yeah, because look, I've been in your position. I'm in your position right now.
Yep.
Your own people doubt you right in front of your oppressor, right in front of your oppressor. It's
Yep.
it's the worst feeling, but you got to push through it.
Yep.
I
You
can't
have
do
to.
nothing but laugh about it because it's like, come on, your
Yep.
own people will
Throw you under the
question what
bus.
you tell them, and you done told the other folks don't even really know how to do it. You be the only one knowing how to do it and telling them how to do the job, and
Yep.
they question what you have told them in front of your oppressor. For real, for real.
But the
It's
sickest
it's it's
person in the room is not the oppressor. It's the one that's doing what he doing to come at you. The one that's throwing you under the bus is the person that's the sickest person in the room.
Yeah, agreed.
Because they're functioning out of fear. A lot of them function out of fear. Like when they said Harriet Tubman had to carry a gun with her to
Mm-hmm.
make the ones that was ready to run and say, no, nigga, you not running. Either you gonna keep going with us or you gonna die.
Yeah,
And it wasn't because they was coonish, it's because they was afraid for their life.
yeah.
And we still function under the same trauma. I love to watch, what's her name, Joy DeGruy.
Good. Yeah, you know about Joy DeGruy. Come on now.
Yeah, she talks about the trauma.
Yeah, post traumatic slave system. That's right.
Yes.
Look,
I,
syndrome. Sorry. Yeah, I
I
love her.
love listening to her because she breaks it
Yes.
down. She made
Yes.
one point to say, you hear how black women will say, when people give somebody kudos for something that their kid did. It's, oh, your son is the smartest guy in the room. And she'll say, oh, girl, he all right.
Mm-hmm.
And you think that she's doing it to be facetious, but it's the trauma.
It is.
Because there was a time that if you were if the white massa ever said, "Oh, that bucket, your son of yours, um, uh, um, Joseph, he
Mm-hmm.
he sure do a good job
Yeah.
in picking up them bed. I mean, he's a smart boy." And guess what happens if she agrees with him? He can get sold off. So she has to downplay it and say, "Oh, he dumb as a bag of rocks. You don't want him," so she can keep her
Mhm.
child. That's the trauma we deal with.
Or right now, she'll say he all right, like
He
you
all right.
said. Uh-huh.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here now like, I don't want to go nowhere until the Father helps us here so that we don't take that trauma wherever we go, because the trauma is still going to
Listen,
be with us. The trauma going to chase us down. You can't run from you.
I'm trying to tell you.
You got to ask the Father, kill me. I got some issues. I can't run from me. Ain't nowhere I can go to find peace. The only place I can find peace is in Him.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
but we can talk
Yeah.
about that. I can talk about that all day. I love
Yeah.
to
You,
listen.
you, you and me both. You and me
I
both. I
love to listen
appreciate
to
you
her. I
opening up
appreciate
the
you
room
too.
so we could all be together while we looked at that the speech he gave and chat about it afterwards. I appreciate you opening the room for that.
You're
Yeah.
more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Well, I know you got to get up for work, and I have to get up as
I sure
well.
do. I sure do. Have a great night. The scripture talks about a sweet sleep, so you have a sweet sleep,
You do the
and and
same. You have a
and
sweet sleep.
everybody in the chat, you all have a sweet sleep. Okay.
All
Shalom,
right.
shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Sister Cindy. All right, family. So I'm getting ready to go to bed. I thank the Most High for y'all. We've enjoyed this conversation, and we're going to do more stuff. But until then, y'all, I will see y'all on this week. All right. Y'all bless.
All different type of information every week. Let me speak. If you subscribe, we're going deep. Love Talk Sister E.